In Australia, a national day of mourning has been declared after it was announced on Monday that the emu is officially extinct. Did you know that the Australian government declared the emu its national bird following the Emu Wars? There was an actual military campaign where the government tried and failed to eradicate the emus when drought forced them on farmlands.
Wait, okay, let me get this straight. So Australia tried to kill all the emus, but they failed.
Yep.
So they made the emu their national bird,
Yes.
but then the emu went extinct because of climate change, which we caused. So now Australia is sad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn, that's impressive. Anything else? Maybe some happy news?
Congress declared a constitutional crisis yesterday after the president appointed a dog to the Supreme Court.
Why?
I guess it was to prove a point. All the other nominees were rejected.
Huh. Well, what kind of a dog was it?
A Chihuahua.
Oh, really? Wow. I would have chosen a border collie. They're much smarter.
I wouldn't have chosen a dog at all.
Why not? I've met a lot of smart dogs and a lot of dumb people, and somehow most of them still end up in politics.
They don't have opposable thumbs, though.
Oh, fine, a monkey then.
I know you're joking, but I don't think constitutional crises are that funny. Yeah.
All right. Hey, can we get a dog when we get back?
What?
You heard me, a dog. You know, I've always wanted one.
Okay.
And, well, when we get back, I think we'll finally have time to take care of one.
Would you want a border collie?
I think we should just go look at rescues. It doesn't really matter to me what kind.
Good point. Well, in about 3 months, we can go into rescues.
Damn, 3 months, huh? 5 years has flown by pretty fast.
I wouldn't say it's flown by so fast. After you're a parent, I'd probably go crazy.
It's fair. Yeah, I'm definitely ready to go back too. It's been an interesting experience for sure, but man, there's so much about Earth that I miss. This might be kind of weird to say, but I think I miss grass the most. I had a dream the other night where I was just laying in an open field, and it was so peaceful, so green.
No, I understand. I miss grass too, and trees and flowers. More than that, it's like I can't remember what fresh air smells like, or air after rain, or right before a thunderstorm. I just can't wait to smell anything besides the stale, recycled crap.
Oh, and to eat real eggs again. Or anything that, hasn't been frozen for months. I just feel like for the past couple of months, I've just been eating to survive, and I honestly hate it.
And are you saying you don't like my cooking?
What? No, that's not what I mean. Ow, shit.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I hate the food we get to.
Yeah, I know. Hey, do you have the needle nose pliers? I can't find them anywhere.
Here you go. So you almost done fixing this thing?
Almost. The spectral bolt was getting a little loose, but while I was down here, I noticed that the eigen throttle was also a little bit frayed.
And that's why that annoying white light won't stop blinking.
Yep. Just some bad connections, that's all.
Okay, because I thought it might have to do with all the solar flares we've had recently.
No, I don't think any of those would be close enough to affect us. Earth might be having some trouble with her electronics, though. Did you read anything in the news about solar flares?
Oh yeah, there's been a lot recently, especially in Europe. Those flares yesterday probably messed them up pretty bad. But you're sure that light has nothing to do with that?
Yeah. No, it's just faulty wiring is all, seriously.
Okay, that doesn't sound right. Where's the manual?
Cass, are you serious? They trained me on how to work this stuff for over a year. Maintenance is my responsibility. Hello? Don't you think I know when a blinking white light just means something's loose?
I know. I'm sure you're right, but I'm just curious to see for myself, that's all.
Don't you have some tests to run or something?
I have time to satisfy my curiosity. So where's the manual? Come on, I know you can hear me. If you're right.
When I'm
You
right.
can yell smug about it, but on the off chance you are wrong, wouldn't it be better to know now?
Fine. It's in that box over there.
The Verillo indicator blinks when there are any loose wires or bad connections. Oh, well, there you go. You were right.
Of course it was red.
So interesting that these machines are so sensitive that they're even, little sensors to let us know when some basic wear and tear needs to be addressed. How thoughtful of the engineers.
Oh my gosh, and how kind of them to teach me how it works and how to fix it.
Well, is it done yet?
Almost. I'm just having a little trouble reaching the last bolt.
Let me try.
No, it's fine. I got it.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. I will get it. I've almost got it.
Come on, let me try. My hand's
Happy,
smaller.
stop! You're getting in the way.
You check to make sure I got the right one.
Yeah. I love you, but you can be so damn smug sometimes. Yeah, looks like you got the right one.
Okay, what's that? That one wasn't going. Wait.
I didn't touch anything. Wait, I don't even know what that light does. Maybe it's... Cassie, what was that?
That must have been a coronal mass ejection, like the solar flares we've been seeing, but with mass. But I've never heard of one that big. I didn't think it was possible. I mean, the velocity on that thing must have been incredible to get out of the sun's atmosphere like that.
Do you think our supply shipment will be affected? It's due in about a week. It should be close to Venus by now.
I'll calculate the trajectory in comparison to what our suppliers are taking. Okay.
Cass? Cassie? Cass, what's wrong? Do you think our supplies will be affected?
Worse. And according to this, it's going to collide directly with Earth.
Okay, well, you can't be serious. The odds of that
Are a
affecting...
million to one, but that's what it's saying.
Okay, fine. So what does that mean? Do you think anyone might get hurt?
Well, anyone get hurt and a sea wave that size, I mean, life on Earth will be destroyed completely. It'll be worse than what wiped out the dinosaurs. No, I mean, something has to be wrong. It must be. This is something. They have 2 days. 2 days. No, something must be wrong. I must be missing something.
Maybe you miscalculated the velocity.
Oh, could I have? The machine read the velocity.
Okay, well, maybe the machine is wrong.
The machine isn't wrong, Anne. I input every possible scenario. I input every possible variable, but there's no way it could hit Earth. I mean, the odds are just so low. Something must be wrong with the numbers. Something has to be.
And you said how long they have? 2 days?
2 days, but it's just impossible.
Okay, well, keep thinking, Cass. If the odds are as low as you say, then there's got to be something that you missed.
When was the last time you checked your instruments?
A couple days ago, and they were operating fine.
Well, there was some solar flare activity just beforehand. Maybe the sensors were compromised?
Yes, okay, I'll check. No, it says here that there were no instrument abnormalities before the CME. Everything is reading normal, so I have to assume that they're accurate.
Well, maybe you hit the moon instead. I mean, that would still be a disaster, but not quite the same. No, the moon's gonna be on the other side. Fuck.
What if if it gets close enough to Venus that her gravitational pull shifts its course?
Don't you think I already factored that in? I input every possible variable you could think of, and plenty you would have no idea about.
Fine, then I will stop trying to think of things you may have missed, and instead I will address the alternative, that unfortunately your calculations are correct. Cassie, you're the smartest person I know. If you say that you have ran every test, every variable, and every calculation, and that thing is going to hit Earth, then it will.
Well, we have to warn them. We have to tell them there
Okay,
is
what
any
do
time.
you
I mean, it's our job, and we use every form of communication. Like, we have no idea what is still working after all those flares.
Cassie, just sit down for a second and
you
let me
know.
think. Okay, Cassie, sit.
What? Wait, why?
Wait.
At any time, we have to tell them.
Stop, just sit down. Sit down for 1 second and just breathe. Just like, take a breath.
And we have to tell Earth.
And I am just saying to wait a second and think.
Think, what is there to think about? We are here as an early warning system for Earth. Why else would they put people on godforsaken Mercury? I mean, these in the past few flares will have messed with their sensors. We're going to be the only way that they'll know that it's coming.
I know that, I know all of that, I do, but sit down, please. Cassie, how long did you say they have? A day or two?
2. But what does it matter?
Cassie, they can't do anything in 2 days. You know that as well as I do.
They can do something in 2 days, I'm sure.
Like what? What could they possibly do in 48 hours?
They could launch a rocket and save a few people.
And send them where? Mars isn't self-sufficient yet or even close. And they're already overpopulated. And besides, you said it yourself, these and the last few flares will have messed with their sensors. Anything they try will more than likely be an unsuccessful launch. Or am I wrong?
No, you aren't wrong, but bunkers, shelters, maybe.
Do you really think that we have anything that could withstand something like that? Cassie, that thing was huge.
We might. I mean, it's been 5 years since we've been home. Who knows what Earth has developed in that time? And even so, are we just going to give up on humanity's ability to survive?
I am not just being a pessimist here. I'm not. I'm trying to think through everything too, logically, and see if there is any possible way. But it's just that there's nothing that they could have come up with in the last 5 years that could save them from something like that. Be realistic. You're too smart for
Realistic?
false hope.
The situation is 1 billion to 1, and you're just telling me we should give up before even giving Earth the chance to try and survive. I mean, if we could save a few people, why wouldn't we at least try?
Because of the pain it would cause. The pain of our entire planet in chaos and turmoil, all in the vain hope that some people might survive. Cassie, if I had more than the barest shred of hope that something could be done, I would send them a message. But I don't.
And why isn't only the barest shred of hope enough for you? I mean, humanity has avoided catastrophe before with just as much.
Not a catastrophe of this size, it hasn't. For a catastrophe of this size, the barest shred of hope is really just false hope in disguise.
False hope or not, it's our duty to tell them. I mean, even if I were to believe you that there was nothing that we could do, I mean, that's the whole reason we're here. You, of all people, should understand.
Oh, what, Judy?
Uh-huh.
Because I served? Fine. Cassie, let me tell you something about Judy. It doesn't always mean doing what you're told. Sometimes it means doing what's right. In less than 2 days, Earth will be destroyed. And it's not long before Mars, before we die too. This goes beyond duty. We have to think calmly before we decide how we
How
want to
do
act.
you think calmly right now?
Because I have to.
For 2 days. It's just enough time for people to say their last goodbyes.
And the riots, the panic, is that really all worth it?
But you, I mean, you in the Army, when you were sent on extra dangerous missions, you were given the opportunity to write goodbye letters. You had the chance to say the things you needed to say or hadn't said. What are you doing? What is that?
You mean this letter? It's right here. Did you ever read it?
No. It came back to me, so did you too.
My love, if you're reading this, I didn't make it back. Death finally caught up to me this time. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry for leaving you. No, that was never my intention. And I'm sorry that all you will be left with is this letter. I wish I could have held you one last time. I wish I had listened when you said you wanted a dog. I wish I could hear your laugh, see your smile, touch your hand again. I wish I'd realized sooner that you're the only one I want to spend the rest of my life with. I want you to know that I love you with every fiber, with every atom, with every heartbeat. But I have a duty here, and it seems that my luck finally ran out. Do not grieve for me too long. Do not put your life on hold because of me. Live for both of us and love again. I will never truly be gone. Whatever happens after this life, I will live on in your memories, and I will be with you in spirit. Of that I am certain. Forever yours, Amy. Now, was any of that some grand revelation or something that you didn't already know?
No, but not everyone is as open as you are. There are plenty of people with things they need to say, but never have the courage to.
But you want them to have 2 days to realize all of the things they should have said. Cassie, that's cruel.
That's not cruel. How can you say that? 2 days is just enough time for people to get whatever they need off their chests.
To what end? Cassie, letters like this are for the living, not for the dead. No one's going to be alive after this.
But they can die at peace.
The only peaceful death is a natural one. A death that sneaks up on you that you don't have time to think about. That is a peaceful death. Cassie, God. Cass, humans fight death. They rail against it with their entire being. They will move mountains to combat it, devote their entire lives to putting it off for just a few more seconds. And I've seen it. I have seen men and women on the verge of death just clinging to life through pain. And for what? In the end, they still die.
How can you be so okay with this?
I am not okay with this. I'm not. I have family down there. Distant family, but family nonetheless. And friends. But I will not let them live their last few days in fear. Cassie, I want them to live just as they have. And when death comes, I want it to be a surprise. I don't want them to have time to think about all of the what-ifs and the should-haves. In their final moments, I want them to relive only their happiest memories. I would not take that from them.
So instead, you would take from them the chance to truly live how they want to. I mean, 2 days left alive, and you want them to waste it at a desk, or behind a wheel, or at a machine? Is that even letting them live? So many people spend all their lives in misery, hoping for a happier future. Well, they don't have a future anymore. Can't we at least give them the chance to seize their happiness today, now, knowing it's their last chance? I mean, you say there isn't any point in reconciling, but I would have given anything to have known that.
Cassie, are you talking about your parents?
If I had known, it would have been the last time.
Cassie, it's not your fault. Everybody fights with their parents. You had no way of knowing.
I was so mad. So mad that I just hung up. I don't even remember what we were fighting about. I mean, probably the engagement, but remember they were finally coming around, and then that motherfucker T-boned them. Dad had just picked up mom from work. We were on their way to Italy the next day for a week. It's the first vacation they had planned in years, and they thought I hated them. They died thinking I hated them. If I had 2 days, 2 hours, 2 minutes more with them, my last words to them would have been different. They would have known how much I loved them.
Cassie, your parents knew how much you loved them. And I know how painful that was for you. But I will not let the last few days of humanity be filled with fear so few people can get some things off their chest.
Who let you decide?
Earth did when they sent us here. I was given the information and the ability to inform the planet. I was given a choice.
We were given that information and that choice.
But you want to tell them they've got 2 days left to live? That's just...
Shouldn't the people at least be given a chance to decide? I mean, elect leaders at least.
Oh, yeah, so that they can protect their loved ones and leave their people in the dark because of the chaos that would ensue?
Don't you think you are underestimating human goodness?
Don't you think you're overestimating it? Humans are at their worst when they face the inevitable. We think that we're gods, and when faced with the reality that we're not immortal, we go just mad, searching for something to control. Are you even listening to me? You know, some people will see this as an opportunity to act without consequence, harming others who would otherwise be unharmed until the end. You know, others will take this opportunity to take their own fate into their hands as a final fuck you to fate. But you know, they'll end up in the same place, only sooner.
How do you know? You know? The inescapability, it could be just what humanity needs. Be the one thing that finally unites the planet. Even criminals on death row are given an opportunity to say their final goodbyes. I mean, to say their final words. Let the faithful find peace with their gods. Let families be together. And hell, what's the harm in letting people take death into their own hands?
Because of the pain it would cause. The pain of our entire planet in fear and chaos and turmoil and hopelessness. I cannot be responsible for that.
So it's cowardice then. You will not have on your conscience the fear of millions as they rage against the inevitable. You cannot give even one person the satisfaction of a few hours lived how they want to, because you cannot bear the thought that the knowledge will also cause suffering.
That's because the peace of mind of a few is not worth the suffering of the many. I'm thinking about the greater good here.
So you are a coward then. A coward who does not trust humanity with its own fate.
Don't call me a coward.
You are a coward. I mean, you talk about humanity's need to control, and yet here you are trying to control them.
Seriously, stop it.
Coward.
Cassie, stop it. Calling me a coward isn't going to get me to change my mind, and I will not have you calling me one.
Then give humanity the chance to prove you wrong.
But what if I'm right?
Then we'll all be dead. So what does it matter? At least they had a choice.
But what is the point of a choice if the end result is still the same? They die happy, they die afraid, they die ignorant. Cassie, in the end, they still die.
And what if I was down there? On Earth. What? What if I was down there?
Oh, you were down there and I was up here? Okay. Well, then I would thank the powers that be that you could live out your last few days in bliss without knowing that you and then I would soon die. And if you were both down there, then I would cherish every day I have with you, as I already try to do, with or without the knowledge of our impending death. I would not want to know. And I would hate to have you watch humanity just fall apart.
So, how long do you suppose we have?
Us? Well, if that shipment arrives, a couple months maybe. If not, weeks at best. And those last few weeks will be bad. I'm really trying not to think about it.
So, do you regret this? I'm here.
No. No, I don't. All things considered, it's been an amazing experience. And I got to share it with you. Why, do you?
No. I was on board from the start. Besides, I wouldn't want anyone else to have to make this decision. You know, when we got home, I was thinking we might finally adopt. Thought we were ready. We had the house, stable jobs, maybe the marriage. But I've always wanted a kid.
I know. I could tell by that look in your eye every time you saw a child. I'm sorry I didn't say anything sooner.
No, it's okay. If we had adopted, then there'd be somebody down there. Well, you know. Here we are, arguing about the pointlessness of what ifs, and I'm saying what if.
It's just human nature. Let's try not to think about that, though. This is kind of hard enough without imagining what could have been. Cassie, you have made me happier than I ever thought possible. You know that, right?
I do. I do. I never expected it.
Okay.
Do you remember the first time we met? What was that painting you were so captivated by?
I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember it was a painting of storm. Beautifully violent, with a single ship tossed in its waves.
I saw you and something about that look on your face. Until that painting's going to
Yeah. I had just gotten back from my final deployment. That was a rough one. Artwork always had a way of bringing me back from that state of mind, I suppose.
And then that look on your face when you realized all your friends had disappeared.
They always hated art anyways. I was the one who dragged them there. But then I turn around. Ooh, and there you were just staring at me.
Is it cliche to say you're the most beautiful work of art there?
Oh, it's pretty cliche, but don't pretend that's ever stopped you before!
Yeah, we can create the most beautiful things, can't we?
Yes, we can create, and we can destroy. I do find it ironic, however, that despite all of our best efforts, we will not actually be our own undoing.
You really don't trust us, do you?
Trust who?
Humanity? Humanity as a whole?
I trust people. Some people. You know, good people. I've served with many and seen many more, but Cassie, there's a reason you don't yell fire in a theater.
This is different.
How is this any different? Because there's nowhere to escape to?
Yes. No. I don't know, it just is.
Cassie, when you were little and you went to the doctors to get a shot, did they tell you it was going to hurt?
No.
Well, when I was serving overseas and my man lay there, dying, do you think I told him that there was nothing I could do to save him?
No.
No. Your doctor said, no, this won't hurt at all. And I told my man that he was going to be okay. Because sometimes the truth does more harm than good. If you tell Earth, you give them 2 days to panic and be afraid. But if you don't tell them, you give them 2 days to live. They will die with enough time to reflect on a good life. Just let them live.
That's what I'm trying to do here. I mean, think about it. Most scandals come out when the government tries to keep things from the people. They think they're doing it for the greater good, but what do the people want? They want to know, right?
That's fair, I guess. What are you doing?
Looking for some guidance, maybe. Dear Dr. Sybil and Captain Ryder, I am pleased to inform you that your application for the Mercury Outpost position has been approved, blah, blah, blah. During training, Captain Ryder, you will be familiarized with general maintenance of the spacecraft and the outpost itself, in addition to fundamental reporting procedures, blah, 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 blah.
Cassie, what is
this,
your
of
point?
course, in addition to our overarching astronaut training, which Dr. Sybil will go through as well. I mean, they never prepared us for this.
How could they have? How could they have expected that we would see the end of humanity and our own deaths up here? Cassie, how could we expect them to know, to give us advice on what grand moral decisions we might have to make?
You're right. They never expected this. And we never expected this. There's so much precedence here. I have what I feel, and you have what you feel. You know, Earth is going to be destroyed in 2 days, and we're not far behind. But I don't know how we're going to decide what to do here. More solar activity?
Wait, this soon after.
It can't be. That doesn't. Oh, shit. Oh, what are those lights? What's going on?
Cassie, those are our emergency lights. Something is very wrong. Is there any way to override the alarm? Okay, full systems check.
Oxygen is falling.
Temperature rising.
Helium rising.
Oh, fast as
Hydrogen
like-
rising. What is going on?
Shit, that thing wasn't close enough to fry us. Maybe it was close enough to mess with our systems? Oh, something is very wrong with the oxygen at the very least. It says that the temperature is rising, but I don't feel a change, do you?
All our instruments broken just like that. And we have no idea what's wrong or how much time we have left.
Okay, well, I'll have to check the backup reading on the air regulator in the B unit. There's a reading right there on the tank, and, you know, if something is wrong, maybe I can fix it.
Okay, but what if you go over there and run out of air? Or what if the airlock doesn't open back up to let you back in? I mean, we have no idea what's right or what isn't right now.
Cassie, if something is wrong and I have a chance to fix it, I have to at least go over there and try. It's better than waiting here wondering.
Please. If you start to feel lightheaded or nauseous at all, please come right back here.
I will, I promise.
And stay unconscious the whole time.
The whole time.
Are you through the airlock?
Yes, I'm looking over to the elevator now. Oh, Cassie, something's wrong with the regulator.
What does it read?
Oxygen levels are low, but the control board for the converter is totally dead. It's been fried completely. I'm not sure how, but the oxygen we have is all that's left.
Can you fix it?
I'll try that on. No, this would have to be fixed by the engineer of the business.
Okay, we'll get back over here and we can cut the oxygen to that sector. Seems like we're going to need to conserve it.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Cassie, go ahead and open the airlock.
I already did.
Yes, Cassie, it's not opening.
No, you aren't dying over there. Can you check the control panel next to the door? What does it read?
Cassie, it's totally dark. Can you override it from the inside?
I can try. It looks like our systems went over into step-down mode to conserve air right after you left.
So if we manage to open the airlock, we will lose more of the little air we have left.
I don't care when I die. I want you next to me.
Cassie, if you open that airlock, there's no telling how much air you'll lose.
Then you better be quick.
Cassie, it's not worth it, please.
Got it. Opening in 3, 2, 1. You idiot! There's no point in conserving air if you're over there.
I know, I'm smart. Well, now there's really no telling how much air we've got. The control board indicated hours, maybe a day, but now I'm not sure.
At least you're here.
Right. Okay, so we are officially on lockdown.
How are you still so calm? I was terrified I was going to lose you over there.
I'm calm because you're here, and because I have to be. I don't want our last time together to be filled with just blind terror. Believe me, I'm freaking out on the inside. I don't want to die. But it does you no good to see me this way.
I think that we spread this much time arguing.
You know,
Could we have known those 5 years ago that we would see the end of the human race? That we would die up here? What are we gonna do?
I don't know what's right. I only have my gut. But there is one thing that I do know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and that is that I love you. More than anything. More than anything in this world. To me, there is no world without you in it. There is no happiness without your happiness. You're right. If I knew how much time we had, I would not have spent all this time arguing. I still do not trust humanity, but all I want is for you to go peacefully and painlessly with a free conscience and knowing that I love you more than anything. You, however, you do trust humanity, and you see the best in them. And that is, surprisingly, one of the things I love most about you. Our comms are still operating, and you have parsed out the whole message. I press that button, and anything on Earth capable of receiving a message of any kind will know. They will all know.
Till death do us part.
What?
I, Sara, take you and Ryder to be my lawfully wedded wife.
And I, Ann Ryder, take you, Cassandra Sybil, to be my lawfully wedded wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better or for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health. Till death do us part. Till death do us part.
Answered me.